We're gonna be doing this with my boy over here, Angel. Say what's up.
Yo, good morning, guys, even though it's nighttime.
It is nighttime. Yes, it is nighttime. Um,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna be comparing our mock drafts a little bit. We can start. Do you want to start? Since you're yeah, you're going onto my channel. If you want to start, you can.
So are we gonna do our own mock drafts or like we're gonna like talk about and then select as a group?
No, you're doing your own mock draft. I'm just doing it off of the screen right here,
Bet.
and then yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll do my own, and then yeah.
All right. Bet. So, all right. So we know the Raiders have the first overall pick, so obviously no need to talk about it. They should select quarterback Fernando Mendoza from Indiana.
Yep.
Easiest pick.
Did it register? Oh crap! No way we're getting. Yo,
It's,
this is lagging.
it's lagging.
Yeah, it's lagging. There we go.
Yeah. It went through, right?
Yeah, it went through.
Yeah. Okay. All right, after this pick, this is honestly when the draft really starts because obviously, like last year, we knew who the number one pick was going to be. After that, that's when it's like, who's it going to be now? So now we have the New York Jets. Obviously, no more Dante Moore. He decided to go back to college for another year. Ty Simpson, I don't think he's ready to be picked this early unless he has a good combine and a good pro day. But if I'm the Jets, I'm gonna go with the best player available. I'm gonna pick Arval Reese, the linebacker slash edge rusher out of Ohio State. He's an all around, just great defensive guy. He's probably ranked the best player in this draft. It's either him or like Caleb Downs, one of those guys. It would be at that point as the Jets, you just got to try to add the best player available. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now we have number three with Arizona. This one's Uh, to me, it feels like a no-brainer. Francis Marigoa, the offensive tackle from Miami, solid guy. I think he's probably the best offensive lineman in this class. He would definitely help out that Cardinals offensive line, and he would pair well with Paris Johnson Jr. So yeah, good fit.
If it goes through, it's the one thing I don't like. There we go. All right, we got. All right, your Titans are on the board.
All right. Titans. The Titans have a lot of needs. Right now, if I'm the Titans, I'd probably stick with defense at least this early. You could say Carnell Tate, but if I'm the Titans, I think choosing Ruben Bain is the best option right here. He was great in the college football playoffs. Got a lot of pressure onto quarterbacks. He gave Mendoza a hell of a hard time for sure. One of the first guys to do it. The Titans would still need a lot of help on their squad. Starting off with a Ruben Bain pick would definitely help. Plus, it also helps that Robert Saleh is the new head coach and he's a defensive-minded guy. So you could think that that's what they would want to go for with their first pick in the first round. All right, we got the Giants now. Questions about whether uh, what's his name again? Wandale Robinson. If he's gonna go back, resign with New York, or if he's gonna move on. If he moves on, I think that's a thing that New York should attack in the draft. I'm gonna be picking wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. Great wide receiver for sure. He um he progressed a lot. Definitely, a really good. He's a really good player. It's also because Malik Neighbors, he's probably still going to be out uh, at the beginning of the year with that injury. But once he comes back, him and Carnell Tate will pair very well. Sure. All right. Now we got the Cleveland Browns. And again, they need a lot of weapons. Select a wide receiver for Shador Sanders if they continue to stick with him. Uh, Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver out of Arizona State, great wide receiver, physical, can come down with the ball. If anything bad, if you need to say anything bad, it's his injuries. But God willing, that doesn't happen in his NFL career. So Jordan Tyson would be the selection here. The
Dang.
thing's really laggy today. That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
it's very laggy, very laggy. It's on computer, so hopefully it could start locking in a little bit. But you got the Commanders now.
Yeah. Commanders, you could choose a lot. Well, you could choose a lot, but what I've realized is that edge rusher is definitely something that they should look at, especially with David Bailey, because I think David Bailey would fit in Dan Quinn's defense very well. I think that's a match for sure. He got 13 and a half sacks, progressed very well throughout this season, played amazing in the playoffs when obviously it was just that one game, but with that one game, he was able to help that defense so the offense couldn't move. But I think he would be a perfect fit for this Commanders defense. So David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Now we got, who was it, New Orleans?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, this one's a tough one, bro. All right, because I honestly, I'm starting to like that New Orleans squad. Can you go down to Peter Woods for me?
Well, Peter Woods.
Wherever he
Yeah.
is. Whoa, they have him lower. That's crazy. I really like. I'm a big Peter Woods fan. Obviously, I know he didn't have much success this season. It was just Clemson in general. They just couldn't find a spark for this team. But I truly think that Peter Woods would be a really great fit for that front seven in New Orleans. Plus, anyways, was Cam Jordan. He's just an older guy. Whether he resigns or he retires, Peter Woods should still be the pick. He could be a guy to learn, take over for the future. Really great defensive tackle for that Saints team.
All right, Kansas City is on the board.
It's obvious. Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame. Don't really need to say much. He's an amazing running back. Played really well. Heisman finalist. He would help that Chiefs run game for sure. All right. Cincinnati. I've been thinking it. I really like Caleb Downs. I really do. What do the Bengals think they should do? What do they think? Do they think that they should go on the secondary, adding a Caleb Downs, a Mansour Delaney, or do you think they should go edge rusher with like a guy like Keldrick Falk? It's really tough decision. I believe I selected Downs the first time, but this time I'm going to be selecting Keldrick Falk,
Oh
edge rusher out
wow.
of Auburn. I don't think that Hendrickson will resign with Cincinnati. Shamar Stewart just didn't do much his first year. Hopefully, he can have a better second year. But I feel like if we need a guy who's positive and who's going to commit to this team and work his tail off, I think that guy is Keldrick Falk, and I think he can be that star pass rusher that the Bengals would want on their team. And plus, I think it would be a pretty good pairing between those two former SEC guys. Okay, Miami be a tough one for sure. Very, very tough one. If I had to choose, I'm choosing a corner. Had a lot of problems, whether it was injury or just struggle on that secondary. I would choose Mansour Delaney, the corner out of LSU for sure. He would be my pick at 11.
Get them basically at value here, based off of this thing.
Yeah, yeah. 12. The Cowboys was you got the secondary was a big problem. Best player who possibly the best player in this draft is right there. The sixth ranked player, Caleb Downs. Select him. He's gonna help that secondary for sure a lot. Tons, tons. The Rams. This one's gonna be tough. Definitely gonna be a tough one. You could be also look at you could look at be like secondary maybe depending on who they lose. You could be like maybe you feel in that right tackle position because of who's there right now. I truly believe they could. They have two first round picks. I believe that they could get a really good corner uh, at the end of the first round, or even possibly in the second round as well. It's a really deep cornerback class. Offensive tackle, not so much. There's some good guys at the top, but later in the draft, not so much. So I believe they should go Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah. Great player for sure. Hopefully, he can fit well with that Rams offensive line, replace McLendon and Rob Havenstein, and that'd be a great fit for the Rams.
All right, Baltimore Ravens with the 14th pick.
Ball. This one's gonna be tough. It's tough because Baltimore they need a lot on defense. I would say it's not like they need a lot. It's just that they need to be a lot better. And hiring Jesse Minter was definitely a good choice for them. This one's gonna be tough. Like for me, it's really hard to think because like who do you think Baltimore should commit to? Right? It's who should they commit to in the first round? And honestly, if I'm Baltimore, they a lot of people may not agree, and it's okay. I'm selecting Jamad McCoy, the corner from Tennessee. Obviously, yes, they have Nate Wiggins, but Nate Wiggins definitely been progressing well as a corner. Great job from him. I would just say that Marlon Humphrey hasn't been as good, wasn't as good as he had been for a long time. It's he just took a big step back. Maybe it's because of age or what's going on. Maybe he's injured. And I think Jamal McCoy could really help that Ravens secondary, which struggled a lot last season. So I think he would be a really great fit for them. A minus little con is that he does have a history of injuries, but Godwin that doesn't affect him, and I think he could really take up a great spot for that Baltimore secondary. All right, now we have Tampa. So Levante David, he's an older guy. He's a vet. Whether he resigns or not, I think, like I've said for other teams, Tampa should still look into drafting a linebacker. He's right there, Sonny Styles. I think it'd be an amazing fit for sure. And that's the pick I have for Tampa.
All right, New York Jets are on the
All
clock
right,
with the 16th pick.
the Jets. You could choose between two. Do you want the wide receiver, the star wide receiver, or do you want the quarterback that a lot of teams are just like iffy on? Because honestly, Ty is ranked 17th in the class. I could see him going to Pittsburgh, right? If the Jets don't draft him here. And personally, if I'm the Jets, I'm not going to draft him. I would draft Makai Lemon. Look, I personally think that Ty doesn't have as much experience as other quarterbacks in this class do. Later in the rounds, obviously they may not be as good right now, but the way Ty ended his year at Alabama was really really tough. That it sucks that his last game he ended up getting benched. So that sucks for him. And I just feel like if the Jets want to have a team that can help, that can be a much improvement, they should go with the wide receiver out of USC here in Makai Lemon. Great wide receiver, by the way. All right, Detroit. Okay, this one's. I already have a guy, and I feel like it's a lock. If it's not, then it's okay. But Cassius Howell, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M. I personally like him next to Aiden Hutchinson. They just still need some pass rush because like it's been a struggle with only Hutch being able to put pressure, and a lot of the other guys just can't seem to just put even the slightest bit of pressure. So I think a guy like Cassius Howell would definitely help this Lions defense.
Cassius Howell.
Alright. The next one, Minnesota. All right, the Vikings. Man, this one's tough too, a little bit. Could you go scroll down for me? I really am like it's really tough for me right here in this position. Uh, I unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but I think that if they're gonna make an improvement on this defense, it's gonna have to be a corner. Avion Terrell. I really like him out of Clemson. I think he's a good guy. He's a really good player. I think he's a great fit. Vikings. Um, the only thing is that if I'm the Vikings, would I be willing to trade up to get a guy like Delaney or McCoy over Terrell? Because like it was also a little bit of struggle from him too at Clemson, like a lot of these Clemson guys had this year. So hopefully that doesn't continue in the NFL. But if it does, then it does. But I truly think that he could be a really great fit next to Byron Murphy. He would definitely help him a lot for sure and take the load off him. Pause.
Carolina.
This is where it gets tough. Gonna be honest here, right? It's uh, I would have gone. If is Carolina really willing to like reach and try to draft an edge rusher here? That's the question. Because there's not many as of right now. I'm not saying that there's not going to be any, but as of right now, there's not really any more great edge rushers besides like T.J. Parker. Or are they really willing to reach and try and get them? If they are, that's good for them. But I could see, I really could see a guy like Cannon Sadiq getting picked by anyone, honestly, at this point. Cannon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. I could really see him getting picked by anyone because of how great of a player he is, how he's able to get open and make big plays for these guys. I'm not too big of a fan of the Carolina tight ends that are in that squad because if I remember, they have Jatavian Sanders, the tight end from Texas. They also have what's his name? Was it
Yeah, Tommy
Tommy
Tremble.
Tremble? Yeah, I'm not too fond of those guys. Look, I think Jatavian Sanders still has some upside, but if they're gonna really want another playmaker who's gonna be able to help this offense, and help Bryce Young, I think Cannon Sadiq should be their guy right here.
Got the Cowboys again.
Cowboys. This one's tough. And like I said, I really would have liked to draft some secondary. But at this point in the draft, from what I've done, I don't know if there's going to be much that they could do right here. Um, do they reach and go for a guy like Brandon Cisse? Not saying it's a bad idea because those guys, he's good. Colton Hood is great too. Um, if I'm the Cowboys though, what am I thinking? Also, I've been hearing talks about will they go an edge rusher, a linebacker, and from what I've seen, I would at this point I would choose a guy, and he's the corner from Tennessee, Colton Hood. It may seem like a reach, unless they want to trade back. They could possibly trade back because that's not off the board. But if they're gonna want to address their secondary needs right now, I would still go with Colton Hood. He's a really good corner. He paired well with Jermod McCoy at Tennessee. He would be a great fit in that secondary. Definitely make a big impact for sure. And the only reason I would go for it right now is because their next pick is in the fourth round, as they don't have a second or a third at this point. Excuse me. Pittsburgh. Ooh. If I'm Pittsburgh, I just gotta realize that if I'm gonna find a replacement at quarterback, I gotta do it now. Even though Ty Simpson may not be the greatest of players of quarterbacks in this class, I would still take a chance on him because even if Aaron Rodgers does come back, he's not going to be the guy for the future. Ty Simpson could definitely learn a lot from Aaron Rodgers and hopefully take some aspects of his game, add him to his own, and then end up leading the Steelers to success in the future with Mike McCarthy at the throne.
The Chargers are on the clock.
Chargers, I would go Oliva Vega, Ione, the interior lineman from Penn State. Mekhi Becton was a great addition. He played well with the Eagles, but with the Chargers, just it felt like he went back to his old Jet self. Not great player. So I think he would be a great fit. Take over that spot. Definitely help that Chargers O line that did struggle at the end. Obviously, without their two best tackles, but he would be a great fit for that offensive line.
Okay. And we got the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock.
Eagles, this one's easy for me. Select Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. If I'm the Eagles, I would probably try switching him to guard. Uh, to guard, maybe he might be a great fit for that. And if not, then you could always still leave him at tackle as long as you can help someone make a bigger impact on his game, help his game go from the level that he's at to a higher, more impactful level, so you can become a greater tackle in the NFL.
Well, I can for sure say if he goes to Philadelphia, Philadelphia will develop him pretty well. The way they develop offensive
Yeah,
linemen is really good, and it's like unmatched.
yeah, true. I agree. I agree with you. Okay. Um, I'm the Browns. Boy, this is tough. If I'm the Browns, let's think. Should this may sound weird, but should I double dip at wide receiver? Should I take a? Should I double dip? We got Jordan Tyson. Yeah, we got Jordan Tyson at 6. That's amazing. Yeah. Should I double dip? Try to add another stud receiver to help out Shador, or should I draft an offensive lineman to help protect Shador? Right? Because there's going to be a lot of offensive linemen that they're going to be losing, whether it's in free agency or possibly even to retirement, because of how veteran of a offensive line they had. So I'm actually going to go with an offensive lineman, Caleb Lomu, the offensive tackle out of Utah. Great paired. He's going to be a great offensive lineman for the Browns team. The Browns should be happy if they can get him here. He's going to be a great fit. Plus, they can also attack wide receiver in like the second or third round because they do have plenty of other picks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it fits too because I was looking into it. Joel
Yeah.
Bitonio might leave. Their backup, I think, not Zettler. No, not Zettler. Excuse me.
Wyatt Teller. Wyatt
Yes,
Teller.
yeah, Wyatt Teller. He might leave too, depending on the contract they give him. And I think
Yeah.
I forgot who else. I know another tackle was supposed to leave from the Browns, but yeah, honestly, that makes sense. So I wasn't even thinking about tackle.
All right.
Loki, I was thinking receiver route too.
Yeah. All right, Chicago. Not much edge rushing help here besides the edge rusher from Miami. Uh, you know what? Uh, if I'm Chicago, honestly, if I could get that D line, the D tackle position, like completely locked in, I'm gonna do it because Grady Jarrett wasn't great for the Bears. He was still a good player. He's still a good player. But if you want to add someone who's gonna be able to make a huge impact, a guy like Caden McDonald from Ohio State, that guy's amazing. Puts a lot of pressure on players. He's able to do the dirty work. He can get to the quarterback. He would definitely help out, and I think it could make an easier job for like Montez Sweat to be able to get to the quarterback. So the Bears would be getting a steal in Caden McDonald here.
Woohoo! There we go. And Buffalo Bills. Okay, this should be interesting.
Okay. If I'm the Bills, obviously we'll wait for this thing to load. But if I'm the Bills, I'm gonna be picking wide receiver. Like whether even if they try to attack wide receiver in free agency, I still think they should draft a young guy. Obviously, it hasn't worked out so far lately with especially like young Coleman stuff that happened, but truly, Denzel Boston, I think he'd be a great fit for Josh Allen in that offense. Josh Allen gets that number one guy that he's been waiting for God knows how long. There's not much to explain. Great fit, Denzel Boston, great wide receiver.
San Fran.
San Francisco. This one's tough too. I honestly think San Francisco has a lot that needs to that needs to happen, especially on the offensive side. It doesn't say here any of the recommendations, but if I had to go, if I'm San Francisco and I'm looking at my wide receiver unit, I'm looking, Brandon Ayuk, he's probably not going to be there. Juwan Jennings, it's a maybe whether he leaves in free agency or he stays. Ricky Pearsall, great wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. He's ascending, but he's does have a injury history. I'm thinking I need a guy who's going to be reliable, who we can have to for Brock Purdy to target, and who's going to end up being a really great wide receiver one. Pick Kevin Concepcion or KC Concepcion, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M. He's an old, reliable guy. He can get the job done for San Francisco.
Well said. Houston Texans with the 20th pick.
Boy, poor Texans, low key, because that offensive line, holy moly, bro, can't seem to get it right. Let's see if they can get it right now. Um, Obviously, the top three tackles in the class have already been drafted, and at this point, the Texans. What are the Texans going to do? Could you go to the interior lineman for me, please?
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay, so if I'm the Texans, I'm gonna take Emmanuel Pregnon, uh, the the interior lineman out of Oregon. I truly believe that they just need to fix this offensive line. It's not a matter of maybe they add a tackle here, a tackle there, a guard here, a guard there. I think they just need to either revamp it, add some players who are gonna be able to help fix his offensive line to protect whoever's at that quarterback spot, or if you're the Texans, what they've been doing, just leave it. Like, look, I truly believe Ariante Ursary can be a really great lineman, but the rest of the guys have struggled for sure. If you add Pregnon, I think he would be a big help for that offensive line. So Texans should pick him here at the spot.
The Rams are back on the clock.
All right, I'm gonna go a corner. Like I believe I picked it. When I've done mock drafts, I believe I've done it before. I'm still gonna go Brandon Cisse, the corner out of South Carolina. He's a good corner. He's a great guy. Great corner. Great guy for sure that could make an impact on that defense. If you're asking why, there's some guys that are either departing in that could possibly depart in free agency, or there's just some guys who are not. I would, in my opinion, starter level guys. I feel like they could use some improvements, especially what happened in the playoffs and at the latter end of the season. They had some struggles with that secondary. I think Brandon Cisse would definitely be a great fit. Now we got the Denver Broncos. Man, that was pretty sucky the way their year ended, losing their QB. But you know what? There's it's gonna be a really great future for sure. If I'm the Broncos, like it's saying for me to take right here, C.J. Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia, great linebacker for sure. I like him. He does have some tendencies to struggle when it comes to coverage. He does struggle a little bit, but usually he's great all the time. Would definitely be a good fit next to Alex Singleton. Possibly be a replacement because Alex Singleton is an older guy, so I think he would be a great fit though. That Broncos linebacker group. All right, New England, T.J. Parker. They could obviously use some edge rush help. Harold Landry, he's not. In my opinion, he's not consistent enough, but he still is a solid edge rusher. Kalavon Chason, I forgot to say his name. He's a free agent, so the way he played, I think he earned himself maybe a solid, maybe like a bigger contract this year from the team, whoever offers him. So I think TJ Parker could just fill in that spot whether he leaves or not. I think he could be a really good day one starter.
Finally, we got Seattle with the 32nd pick. I just realized I put all 7 rounds, so I don't know how I'm gonna have to.
Bad.
I'm gonna
I'm so down. I'm so down. I'm
look.
kidding. All right. I'm kidding. Seattle. This one's gonna be a tough one. Seattle doesn't need much. I was thinking about it. They could add some pieces in free agency as well. So it's really hard to be like, well, Seattle needs to do this in the draft and we need to do that. And as I'm looking there, they have some. There's still some solid corners. Like it's recommending like a guy like Chris Johnson, um, Keith Avenue, and I'm gonna. Usually, there's always that one guy who's like, yeah, you don't think he's gonna be a first round pick, but then they call his name in the first round. You're like, whoa, I did not expect this. If I had to say someone, a guy like Ricky Pearsall was not expected, so I'm gonna be picking Chris Johnson, the cornerback out of San Diego State, to be picked by Seattle here. What's his name? It's Woolen, right? Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, free agent. Let's see if he bring him back. If not, plus Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, look, believe me, Chris Johnson a really good corner, really really good. I think he's a top tier. He could possibly be the best corner in this class. It's just that the name of the college that he plays for is what I guess is kind of bringing his name down. But honestly, that guy has been amazing for San Diego State. I think he's going to be a huge impact for whatever team drafts him, whether it's in the first, second, or the second round. But yeah, that's my mock draft. Tough, but I'm not too big of a fan of of the mock draft I had. It's just really tough. Sometimes it's just you got to pick what you think is going to be necessary for the other teams. So yeah.
I feel that. So let's go all the way through the first pick, and then we'll go over your draft really quick.
Yeah.
Since I messed up, made a mistake. That was on me. All right. First pick, we had Fernando Mendoza going to the Raiders. Or this is Angels draft, by the way. The Jets getting Arvell Reese. Arizona Cardinals with the 3rd pick get Francis Mayagoa.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans get
Francis
Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
The Giants get Carnell Tate. Jordan Tyson to the Browns. David Bailey to the Commanders. Peter Woods going to the Saints. Of course, Jeremiah Love going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Is it Kayshawn, right?
Huh?
Kayshawn Falk for
for this oh no, Keldrick Falk.
Or Keldrick Falk. I don't know who I was thinking. Keldrick Falk for the Cincinnati Bengals. We have Delane for the Dolphins. They got Caleb Down for my Cowboys. Spencer Fano, however you want to call it. Jermaine McCoy to the Ravens. Sonny Styles to the Buccaneers. Mekhi Lemon to the Jets, which I really like. Cassius Howell to the Detroit Lions. Terrell to the Vikings. Whew. Sadiq to the Panthers. This is a really sleeper pick. I think that could happen. Colin Hood, I believe. Yeah, Colin Hood.
Yes.
With the 20th pick to the Cowboys. Ty Simpson to the Steelers. Vega going to the Chargers. Guard, by the way. Eagles with Proctor out of Alabama. I must stop saying the colleges. This is slowing me down. Lomu to the Cleveland Browns. McDonald to the Bears. Boston to Buffalo. Concepcion to the Niners at the 27th spot. Pregnon, 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 Pregnon.
Yeah, pregnant.
Oh,
Something like that.
Pregnon.
Pregnant.
Pregnon,
Yeah.
offensive guard for the Texans. Brandon Sissy. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. 29th
Cisse.
pick. Cisse. Uh, CJ Allen to the Broncos. TJ Parker, and finally ending it with Chris Johnson. That was Angels draft. Overall,
Yes, Chris Johnson.
I think that was a pretty good draft actually. I would say probably a solid A.
Yeah,
I would say A minus.
sir. Okay. Just gotta think. If you really think about it, the drafts are really hard to predict because, like, you know that there's always that one guy that like sneaks into the first round. There's
Oh yeah.
always a couple guys actually that sneak into that first round, so it's just like you never know. Like there could be an edge rusher that's ranked like 50th right now, or a corner that's ranked like 50th that ends up getting moving up into the first just because the team really likes him.
You know, that's another thing I was thinking about too. Uh, actually, starting in this spot, actually, the 2 through 6, this is where things could literally like shake
Yeah.
like crazy. It could not be Arvell Reese right here. It could honestly be Ruben Bain, and that will switch
Yeah.
things up pretty well.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Cardinals might take Francis, but then
Yeah.
uh it might go to Arvell Reese over
I
here,
heard.
and honestly, Jordan Tyson could probably go to the Giants too. Like literally, these picks right here could
Yeah.
honestly all be swapped. Besides the Cardinals and Raiders.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. You never know. The team may like someone that you wouldn't expect them to like. So that's why the draft is always a fun thing to watch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna do my mock draft in a separate video because this recording is getting a little long and it's getting very laggy for me. So I want to
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you, Angel, for putting in your mock draft. Your mock draft is going first, by the way. Just giving you a heads up. It's going on the channel first, and then I'll put up mine
That.
since it will be, I think, less laggier for me. But hey, thank you for coming on for the channel. Y'all give them a round of applause. You know, say what's up. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It's free. You could always change your mind later. Comment if you want more people on the channel. Again, like I said, with that goal thing, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the beginning of summer. If we don't, then the channel is deleted, buddy. So let's get it done. Let's get it done. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. Remember to keep God number one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.